everybody. We got some exciting things happening at AZ & Co today. Let's go inside and take a look. Today we're doing a styled shoot. We've got about a handful of photographers in here, and we've got a couple different vendors that came in to collaborate with us for a styled shoot. Today I want to walk you through a few different tips that I have on how to have a successful styled shoot. All right, so tip number one, make sure and take into consideration your environment or the location that you're shooting at with reference to the number of photographers that are going to be part of the styled shoot. In this particular situation in AZ's studio, we went with a handful, so we got 5 photographers in here today, as well as a videographer. But if you can see behind me, it's kind of the perfect ratio of individuals. We want to be careful that nobody's stepping over each other, that it's, kind of a comfortable setting for shooting. We want to make sure that the photographers that have chosen to take part in this styled shoot, that it's a great experience for them, that they're not frustrated by having, too many people bumping into each other, stepping on each other's toes and things like that. That being said, like in my experience, most photographers are really respectful of each other. In this particular situation for this styled shoot, we have the stylist from the dress boutique or bridal boutique that brought 3 different looks for us today. Making sure that the dresses are laying perfectly is super important, especially for the makers of those gowns, right? It's important that they are laying and looking fabulous. So you can see right here that's kind of happening in the background. Also to note, having someone from the bridal boutique on site to make those meticulous adjustments to the dresses and the different looks that we're trying to achieve for the shoot is not only important for that sake, but also create an experience for the photographers and the models, everybody that's kind of involved in the style shoot. So I'm joking that this season I want to say out with the pampas grass, in with the baby's breath, which is really trending for this year. So the bouquet that you'll see that we created, or I created for today, is an array of baby's breath, but also bringing in like kind of a unexpected element, which is the anthurium, which is actually known as a tropical flower. So I'll show you a vision of that. All right, so next tip would be to think about your overall aesthetic, theme, color palette, all of the different elements that are going to go into the design of the styled shoot. Kind of happening behind me, we did the graphic design for a flat lay option for the photographers to get that, bringing in different accent decor and things for that space. Today we have a color palette that we chose that's very monochromatic, so very black and white, a lot of dried flowers, and then bringing in what's kind of trending. So I'm all about a great flat lay photo. They're some of my favorites. So I wanted to create a invitation suite and carry that through the different elements of what would be in a standard welcome space for a wedding. Typography that we chose for this one is, I want to call it more groovy. So we're kind of going back to 70s, 80s vibe here, which is again bringing back like the baby's breath and things that are kind of trending all over again. But with the flat lay photography, also bringing in different elements, the perfume, the ring box, some florals that are kind of also part of the shoot. Another tip for a successful styled shoot would be having multiple different styled spaces that allow the photographers to really capture multiple different looks or different details to really capitalize on the shoot itself. So here we're doing a different look as far as attire goes, but also the backdrop, whether that's the charcuterie or the macaroons or the bar cart with the champagne toast. Another thing that I think is great to think about bringing into a styled shoot is other vendors in the industry. So for this shoot, we brought in a charcuterie as well as the macaroons, so bringing in a bakery and kind of those different vendors to really capitalize on the collaborations. Oh, what a day. Huge thank you to all the fellow creatives that came out to AZ Studio today to make our styled shoot a huge success, especially Tessa Flower Photography for helping collaborate the day. Speaking of a successful styled shoot, I love nothing more than seeing the vision come to life and then seeing what that looks like through the lens of a camera. Let's take a look together. Number one, know the setting of your shoot and take into consideration the ratio of photographers that are going to make that a success. Number two, think about the overall aesthetic that you're trying to achieve through your styled shoot. Think about things like theme, color palette, floral design. The whole idea of the styled shoot is to control the overall aesthetic that you want to create and the different elements that you want to put into it so that the imagery that's going to be created as an outcome will appeal to your ideal client. And tip number three, create multiple different styled spaces so that you can have a variety for your photographers to create the most value for them. And last but not least, bring in a variety of different vendors to collaborate with. All right, that wraps up this video. I hope you found so much value that you can take to have a successful styled shoot of your own. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.